No cross legs this time. I don't think we should do it.
I'm trying.
You're like half doing it.
I got half applesauce.
Not committing to it.
Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Hey,
Normal World. I'm Dave Landau.
I'm Garrett, and we have Angela in the studio.
Yeah, I usually am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Angela.
Thank you. But today we are joined by some very great people. Also, you can
Very
check out their
funny
new book.
people that wrote Gender. Look at that.
The Babylon Bee Guide to Gender.
Babylon.
Look at all of these
Well, it's a
pages.
comprehensive
I didn't
handbook
know.
to men, women, and millions of new genders we just came up with.
I didn't know there was this much information about gender.
We just got the science in.
We did.
Yeah, well, that's
So
why.
accurate.
I mean,
I've
they're
read
making
from
it
the
up
book, yeah.
constantly.
Please welcome Seth Dillon and Joel Berry.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for having us.
And this is all accurate, correct? Because you just thought of it.
Yeah, it's all scientifically accurate.
I was actually
Extremely
looking
scientifically
You
accurate.
get experts
at this,
to
and I
write some of
did-
these?
The sleigh thing had me laughing really hard.
Literally, you could turn to any of these pages, and it's very deep knowledge about our multiple genders that we're making up.
Yeah.
So
Also,
a lot
the
graphically
illustrations.
intensive.
the illustrations are hilarious,
Incredible.
dude.
Yeah.
It's a great toilet reader.
Why?
It is.
Yeah.
Or for any workplace,
Yes.
just to make sure everybody's on the same page.
Yeah.
Or biology class.
Right. Or for it's good for a kid's drag story hour.
Yeah, kindergarten.
Yes.
Great for that. Sunday mornings with kids, get them around, sit, read the Bible. Gender.
Yeah. Have your
Nice.
devotions. We actually have, at the end of each chapter, we have application questions where you can apply the lessons learned to your life, kind of like a Bible study.
Yeah.
This is a religion, after all, right?
It
Gender
is.
ideology is a religion.
That's correct.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I mean there used to be two, friend, and that's nonsense.
The pantheistic genders, okay?
That is fantastic though. I love your parodies and everything that you guys do. So thank you for coming onto the show.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
We appreciate it.
What got you guys into starting, like, getting into the field? Because it's so ridiculous these days. Do you think it's like a chicken and the egg kind of thing? You guys made it more ridiculous? Because I'm kind of blaming you guys.
We're doing it for the money.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good. That's why we're here.
There's a lot of
Yeah,
money
yeah.
in satire. I don't know if you knew that.
Yes.
No,
I didn't know that, but I've heard.
I don't feel it. You feeling it? I don't know.
It does feel like we're egging it along sometimes, though, you know?
Yeah.
I feel bad when I'm rooting for something really stupid to happen because I know I'm going to get some great jokes.
Yeah, but then it's more stupid in reality than sometimes it is
Yeah.
in the articles. It
Yeah.
makes it really difficult to know.
It's hard. It's hard to top.
The way I explain it is we're trying to stay a step ahead of reality, and often failing. You know, we'll stay ahead of reality for like an hour or two or a week or two.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's reality that's like bumping up against satire, and that's
You guys are on the edge. So, yeah, you guys do great work.
We're reporters from Clown World. You guys are Normal World. We hail from Clown
Oh,
World.
yes.
That's basically,
I
yeah.
believe in the clown pill, yes.
Kind of what we did was our whole sketch show was a pilot for this, you know, and that's what we did is what would just in the future be, which we made like a year and a half ago, just slightly into the future. And it's all come true
Yeah.
Yeah.
in a various degree where you're like, well, this would be a little too much. Turned out, no. Now,
It's all
every
ridiculous.
nightmarish sort of thing that we thought would, dystopian horror story that we thought of is now actually real.
I have a question. How do you tell if you're a man or a woman?
Without a biologist
I was going to say,
to talk to about it.
no experts in the room.
There's a lot of questions that you could ask, deep probing questions that you can kind of go through a checklist. We have a checklist in the book.
Yeah,
What
we
are some
do.
of those questions?
We are experts on both men and women, not
That's why,
other genders.
I figured you guys could help me
We wanted
out.
to educate people. You know, you could look at yourself, ask a few questions like, do you pretend to enjoy cigars? You might be a man.
Okay.
Occasionally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every once in a while when I'm in a setting with a bunch of other
Pretending.
people that might also be
Yeah,
pretending to like
pretend to
cigars.
enjoy. No one actually enjoys them, but if you pretend, you try,
Yeah.
yeah.
I really try to until my eyes get watery, and then I excuse myself.
I'm holding back a cough.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're really, it's just, you just take a bunch of gender stereotypes, which we're not supposed to, abide by gender stereotypes. Gender ideology is built on gender stereotypes. So who you are inside is based on, all these external factors.
Chicken
If you
tender
play with-
sexual.
Play with trucks, you're a boy,
Right.
Even if you
If they're
don't
pink trucks,
have a
you're a girl.
penis.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right.
If you're good at
You
cooking,
can't. It has nothing to do with your genes or your genitals.
no. That would make no sense.
What if they're dolls? Does it depend on how much action they get? Because it could be action figure. doll.
Like if you're good at cooking, you're a woman. If you're a chef, man.
Man.
Right.
Because you're in a leadership position.
Because you're a better,
Right. A better cook.
a superior.
If you're a nurse, you're a woman. If you're a doctor, you're a man.
Correct.
Yes.
Well, yeah, obviously. I mean, but I've had women say they're doctors, and I'm like, of what? Not stopping talking? You know what I'm saying, Angela.
Do you hit the curb when you go around corners?
I do.
All right. Well, you might be a woman. We don't know conclusively from that one, but if you ask enough of those questions, you can narrow it down.
And we had
I see. Yeah.
It was really fun to write because we got to play with a lot of the gender stereotypes and the things that men and women poke fun at each other for, which is kind of, I don't know, that it seems old school, like comedy from the 50s, man talking about his wife but it's nice to bring it back. We need some more of that, I think, interplay between the sexes.
Well, it's never really gone away.
Well, yeah,
Not that it's gone away, but I mean, like, humans are the same. Like,
Yeah,
exactly.
Pretend it's not,
Human
but
nature
no
has
matter
changed.
what.
Yeah, but there's kind of this growing rift between men and women, and you can't joke about so many things anymore, and so it's nice to bring it back a little bit.
Yeah, culturally, we can't talk about the differences because we're all the same. We have the exact same body, the exact same genes. Doesn't matter. If you think you're something, you're that.
Yeah, who is it? Who is that guy that got canceled because he? Remember the meme that was going around, like a day without women? What would it be like a day without women? And he wrote silence or something like that. And he got canceled for that. You can't even joke.
Yeah.
No, you're not allowed to.
Yeah.
I don't know who that was, actually, but it sounds familiar.
Who was it?
Moriarty?
Is it Moriarty? Moripovich.
Colin
Moriarty.
Colin Moriarty. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he lost his job. Yeah.
I'm nodding like I know who that is.
Yeah, you just going along.
Video game guy.
Sherlock's.
You and
It's
I
about video
did the same
games.
thing. I'm not going to lie. I was like, yeah, that guy.
And everyone should know who that is. Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, video game dude.
Well, and it seems like you get canceled for anything now that I no longer care. Like, you're just automatically canceled if you're on this show or yours, right? So what difference does it make? What are you really canceled from?
Yeah.
The thing you don't want to be a part of?
Well, I think it's proven that you can't get canceled if you don't care.
It's true.
Like Roseanne, she doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
She doesn't care at all. She just continues doing what she was doing before. Actually, she's doing more now than she was before she got canceled. I mean, she had her show, but
It was a pretty big show.
well, no, it was gone for a long time.
Yes, yeah.
She was doing basically nothing, and then she came back, got canceled, and then continued doing what she was doing.
Well, they constantly misquote you, want to cancel you. That's just the name of the game. So
I mean, you can get uncanceled for sure. Like if you look at Gina Carano, right? She was out at Disney and then she's in at Daily Wire. But like Daily Wire is not Disney.
no,
So,
Right.
I mean, you can't really compare the two.
no, they're profitable.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're not just lying about it to all their investors.
Right.
Well, Disney, they definitely are.
We need to bring back a Roseanne show. I'd like to see that.
Roseanne?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's amazing.
She's doing a podcast, right?
They found what she did was so offensive, right? The fact that she made a joke about a woman's face, essentially, and called it racist.
Which was accurate, if you
Yeah, and he's
picture.
quarter black. He can say it. I can't. But what?
Does that work? Yeah.
I think so. Why don't you
Get like she has exactly the same amount that I have.
black that you have?
Think probably less. If
Yeah,
you look
I
at the picture, go look at the picture.
I think she was a mess. Anyway, but really, with that is that they thought it was fine to OD her on and say she was a drug addict the whole time, even though she was an Uber driver. So it was totally acceptable that she was a junked out pillhead Uber driver the entire time.
Make that make sense.
Who overdosed, and they're like, "That's fine, that's funny." But the fact that she said something a little uncouth was the real problem.
Right.
You guys have to have a lot of balls though to
Thank you.
go into this culture, right? So
Young lady.
you guys are massively successful in your own. You can't be canceled, right? So I mean, you've built up your own thing. You can't do anything outside of that though, because it's those guys that do that.
I mean,
The only
I'm
problem
still
though
leaving.
is if this doesn't work out for me, there's nowhere else I can go.
You're fully in.
there's still weak points. I mean, there's still like the payment processors that we process subscriptions
True,
on
yeah.
and things like that. You know, like we could still be deplatformed.
Yeah.
And we can have our reach taken away and we can have our monetization taken away. And, there's still those
We lost our
There's-
email service. Our email service.
Yeah, email service provider. There's alternatives. You can always just keep falling back on you
Yeah.
know, plan B, plan C, whatever. But we can't be canceled in the sense that, you know, we work for somebody and we're going to lose our job because we said something, you know, that we should have said.
We always said that if we got kicked off every social media platform and, you know, got no way to get we'd be scrawling this on pieces of paper and hiring paper boys to deliver it. We'd keep doing
Door
it.
to door.
Right.
Yeah, door to door.
That's the way.
Didn't it seem like such an odd thing, though, just to be canceled from something for having an opinion that's actually just a realistic view of life?
Yeah, it's just common sense, and that's what I think is so funny about what we do is all of the B writers. I mean, we're not like classically trained comedians who wrote for the Harvard Lampoon or who did the stand up circuit, and you know, we're like these kind of boring Christian guys that like. You'd be hard pressed to find any kind of off color language in our articles, or we don't cuss in our headlines. We're not like edgy people, but we've gained this reputation for being super edgy just because we speak common sense.
Every now and then we'll joke that like a male person is a man. And
And they're like,
That's really
how dare they say that?
Right.
the courage of these men. Wow.
The mailman, and they're like, I'm sorry, what?
Excuse me. I think it's because so many other people out there in mainline content creation and articles they hold themselves back so much. So you just saying
Censorship.
male men freaks people out because they're not used to seeing something like that, and that's what makes you so much like a rock star, because like they can say simple things that everybody's thinking, but nobody's allowed to say.
And people even adopt language. They don't even realize that they're adopting language that kind of concedes points with all this gender stuff. Like I keep making the point. I saw Riley Gaines make it the other day too, which is great to see her do it. But the qualifiers that we put, like when we talk about a biological man,
As if there's a
biological
different
male in women's sports. What do you mean a biological male? What other kind of male is there?
Redundant.
If you say it's a biological male, you're basically implying or conceding that there's such a thing as a non-biological male, which there isn't. So that's kind of insane that and even reasonable people who are making a good point are using language like that, not even realizing that they're conceding a point.
Well, yeah, they're catering to the people who are deliberately wanting to misunderstand them.
Yeah.
And they don't realize that they're doing it.
Right.
And that's what's frightening. It's like they're not on your side. You don't have to cater to the language.
Right.
Like, they're not going to go, I'm happy that you used that term.
Right.
Yeah, no, they hate you because you have a total opposition to them.
Exactly.
By
So
design.
why use their language?
Yep. Might as well
give
just
them
out
that.
and say it.
Yeah.
Out and say it.
And that's really what it is. Even as a comedian, and I've been doing it forever, that's all it is I just say my opinion, and it's never a rah-rah anger thing or hatred towards anybody. It's just pointing out things that I think are kind of ridiculous in the way that you guys do.
Yep.
And you'd be surprised the things that you can get canceled for, that people get upset about, and how many things can be taken personally. And that's why I always try to twist things onto me. Even when I talked about like the trans swimmer, I was like, well, I guess it takes some skill, because if I were to compete as a woman, it would make no difference whatsoever. I wouldn't be winning any trophies. It would just be my testicles hanging out of my bathing suit. I'm not, and just to try to find sort of this different angle of how absurd it is,
Yeah.
And then you kind of see other groups going like, well, no, that is kind of funny, but they don't want to admit it.
I think that's what they're afraid of, because when people laugh at a clever observation and the truth behind it, it's like an involuntary acknowledgement of the truth. You kind of can't help yourself. You've gotten past their defenses, the guards that they put up, those ideological barriers that we all put up, and you've made them admit something. And
because it
that's a
wouldn't be
powerful
funny
thing.
if it wasn't true.
Yeah. That's why so many of them are humorless. They have no humor to them whatsoever, because they can't admit those little truths.
It's a
that
threat.
They know
It's a threat.
in the back of their head is true.
Yeah.
Do you think that it's like
Some of it,
moving
though-
away from that? Like as a culture, do you think we're going further towards it or away from it?
Oh, away from what?
Away from that kind of mentality of you can't say these certain things. We think we're going deeper into the gender theory.
It depends
as
on
a
what side
culture.
of the Civil War you're on.
Well, as a culture, like, as America, do you
It's
think it's like
interesting
going?
because there's cultural power and there's political power,
Right.
And sometimes my fear is that once they have the political power to enforce a certain ideology on people, it won't matter. You can be as politically incorrect as you want.
Mm-hmm.
Certain people have the power regardless, and so we have to make sure that we're not just remaining relevant in the culture, but also being active in politics too. So
I think I did see an article recently. I don't know if you guys saw this, but I think it was in the Atlantic, which is left leaning.
Yeah.
And there was a woman who wrote a column there about how she was mistaken, she was wrong. All of the times that position that she had advocated for, that teens and young adults or whatever needed to be insulated in a safe space and not exposed to ideas that would be offensive to them or whatever, actually hurt them, because what ended up happening was they ended up becoming triggered by everything. Like, she used to be an advocate for trigger warnings, and she's like, I'm not anymore, because they wanted a trigger warning on everything, and everything started to trigger them, and it just got worse and worse and worse, to the point where they're literally like mentally deranged.
Right.
And she said, we didn't do anybody any favors by trying to protect them in this little safe space bubble where they could never be offended. In fact, we hurt them. So that's a big concession to come from the Atlantic, I think.
Absolutely.
And so if there are people on that side who are waking up to that, and the Atlantic is willing to publish it, then maybe there's some hope that things are kind of correcting a little bit there. Well, generally speaking, the humorless scolds still hold the power today.
Well, and I think they choose to be humorless too. I mean, there's a part of that too, where I think most people have some sense of humor where they're hiding that. Mm-hmm. And you're right. If you cater to somebody to where every single thing is supposed to make them comfortable, they have no shot at life.
Right.
You cannot get through life with. I don't understand how you can comprehend death. How you can comprehend not getting a job. Mm-hmm. None of that's ever going to serve you a purpose.
Oh, and when someone does bully you or make fun of you, how are you going to handle that?
Right, and you won't even know.
You have no resilience,
and you have no idea how to come back at it because you've never learned how to insult someone.
It's one of the things I love about my wife. My wife is always like, she kind of like trolls my kids, and like, and she'll insult them in a playful way sometimes and see how they take it. And she's kind of taught them to give these like witty comebacks.
Yeah.
And they troll her back. Yeah. And it's like, it's kind of fun to see. I like seeing it. I'm like, I hope you use that when other kids try to make fun of you.
Well, we just had a conversation about parenting, because there was that trend going around on TikTok where they were making a cake or whatever, and then they would take an egg and smash it on their kid's face.
Yeah.
Some of the kids were like, oh, ha, ha, and then the other kids were crying. And we were kind of talking about it in here, and my point was like, I think it's fine as long as you have that relationship with your kid.
Right.
You can play around and you can kind of prank them, and then they can prank you and that kind of stuff. Yeah. Speaking of being uncomfortable,
it's not uncomfortable. Go ahead.
No,
I gave them to you.
You're the ones that you stole all of them when they showed up. So
yeah, I did. I took
you felt all of them all night.
Everyone
so
in the room.
It away.
All right, look, they're bed sheets, and I'm not going to lie. It's Miracle Made bed sheets. And they're pretty amazing. They're self-cleaning. They're eco-friendly. They got pillowcases. They got comforters. They prevent 99% of bacteria. And you only have to clean them like, to me, like never. It's supposed.
That's self-cleaning.
They're self-cleaning.
I would know all these things if I had a pair, but you stole them.
And somebody at NASA created them. It might have been that lady who drove across country with a diaper to murder somebody, but I don't think
They're
it was her.
NASA inspired.
NASA inspired.
Yes.
That's almost
that
rocket
explains.
ships. Yeah.
Okay.
No government connected at all.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure we lost the sponsor. What I wanted to say was they have great self-cooling. They really do, though. Actually, when you lay in bed, they're very, very cooling.
Yeah.
They're really comfortable because
I sleep cold.
I sleep very cold in the room because I have meat sweats. I eat a lot of butters.
And it all comes out at 3 a.m. in the morning.
Yes, I have
it out.
I have a CPAP machine because my doctor just looks at my weight and goes, "You're gonna die by the time you're 60." And I go, "Tell me something I don't know." But you can go to trymiracle.com/normal to try Miracle Made sheets that I am telling you they're really comfortable. Garrett and I actually turn down products that we don't use.
Yeah. All the time.
They're really, really good. I love these. You get free towels, and you can save an extra 20% off right now. Like I said, trymiracle.com/normal.
And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one, if you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use our promo normal at checkout, you'll get those 3 free towels and save that extra 20%.
That's a lot.
Trymiracle.com/normal.
And seriously, they're comfy.
And you never have to wash
you cold. So if you are a hot, gross sleeper who has a CPAP machine, this guy, they're for you.
GOP debate.
Beautiful.
Did you guys watch it?
I did.
Yeah.
What'd you think? Who do you think won? Number one.
What do you think?
Yeah, I feel like Vivek, is that how you pronounce his name? Vivek kind of came away probably doing what
no one
he
said
intended
yes
to do.
because we don't know.
he got kind of some attention, which is probably his goal. DeSantis didn't do too much damage to himself, except for that one awful moment. Did you see that moment where, like, they were prompted to raise their hand and he looked around like, oh, that was terrible.
That felt like
rough.
comedy. That felt like an SNL parody of the thing. Like, let's have him raise his hand just a little bit after looking around.
There's nothing that says I don't believe in what I say than checking to see what everyone else does.
Right.
And you're like, oh.
Did he raise his hand? Did she raise her hand? All right.
Brutal.
Well, I could tell that Vivek was like prepped on. He's like, I want the Trump voter. So every time I get asked a question about Trump, positive. That's why his hand. He didn't even think about it. He's just like
going
boom,
for the Trump
right
crowd.
up.
Yeah.
He
Which I think is probably the best play.
because it was he's new to the scene and he was kind of front and center throughout most of the debate.
Yeah.
He was battling with Pence back and forth for a while. So he attracted a lot of attention to himself, which is a huge win for, even if a lot of it is critical attention, at least he's getting attention. Mm-hmm. It's the people in a debate, in a setting like that, whoever is not getting a lot of camera time because they're not aggressive enough loses, in my mind.
Yes.
It's whoever's on camera in the fray, good or bad, even if they're being condescending or whatever. If you're getting booze, that's not great.
Or Chris Christie, who's just in every shot.
Right.
Doesn't matter.
Can't help it.
And they knew because they put Vivek right there and DeSantis right in the middle, and then everybody else off to the side because you know that they're not going anywhere.
I did not know him, though. And at first, I was kind of...
Know the memes.
He seemed very robotic at first. But then once he got passionate and was talking about education and other stuff, I'm like, no, this guy actually has something to say. I was kind of impressed by what he was doing.
Yeah.
What is the one guy?
Which one? The eyebrows?
Not the eyebrows. No, Asa.
Yeah, the snaky looking guy.
Yeah, the lizard man.
Yeah,
The lizard man. To be fair, they all kind of look like lizard people.
Oh, speaking of
that, we actually do have a second sponsor. Well, he paid me to say this. It was...
Oh, it's our new show.
It's our new show.
Bring him up. We do have to
Conspiracies. He wants to talk about doppelgangers and
celebrity doppelganger conspiracy.
Roll the clip.
Thank you, Garrett and friends, and thank you for letting me be me. Okay, so I've done a lot of extensive work. This is the plain lady, and she's clearly not the same lady as the other lady from the Twitter video. This lady is way hotter than this one, and I mean, they're still out of my league, but we can all agree on that. And then this Joe Biden from 1998, who ran for president, is not the same Joe Biden as today. You can see the smile has been more creepified. This is a different person. And this Jamie Foxx right here, who got some sort of medicine thing and then maybe and then they replaced him and had him do a Twitter video, is completely different than the Jamie Foxx from In Living Color. And Neil Patrick Harris and Miley Cyrus, they're fake doppelgangers. The only celebrity that we can prove is real is Ralph Macchio, and that's it.
I'm thinking if we get the show down to like 20 minutes, Ken, dude, what are you doing?
The Joe Biden's earlobes are different, and so he's a different person.
No, none of these people are doppelgangers. We've talked about this. Biden is like 80 years old. That's why his skin looks so saggy. Wanda's a character from In Living Color. Dookie Howser, also a character, but he was a child at the time. In PH.
What about the plain lady?
Ken, the plain lady's wearing makeup, okay? Sometimes women look different when they wear makeup, right? You remember when I first started wearing makeup for the show, and you thought I was a lizard person for like a week, 2 weeks?
At least.
Oh, I remember. Angela.
Okay, Ken, it's 108 degrees outside, right? I'm sweating.
Gross.
Ken, lizards don't sweat, you lunatic.
Well, I don't know why we have to name call.
He's not getting it.
He doesn't get it.
Okay, maybe I've been on the computer too long, and maybe my conspiracy theories are getting a little too wild for our credibility here on the show. I'm sorry.
You know what, man? Just take the day off.
Really?
Yeah, man. It'll be okay. Just get out of here, watch some network TV,
Okay.
eat some soy, go play some more Nintendo, save Zelda, whatever it is that you do.
Oh, awesome.
it.
Well, but I already beat it.
Beat beat it again, man.
I'll need a whole week.
Dude, take it. It's your time. You deserve it.
Awesome, dude.
Go play some Zelda. You beat it again.
Awesome.
I don't remember that last part. Was that approved?
Just move on.
Just go.
I don't. I'm just gonna keep reading the book, I guess.
So you guys are you do stuff.
Yeah, and things
Yeah, nice.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, Trump got arrested. Did you guys hear about that?
Yeah, wasn't he supposed to get his mugshot today?
I know. That's what I
Everyone's
keep
waiting
waiting for,
I
man.
was waiting for the
We
mugshot.
actually have a picture of the mugshot.
Do we have it?
We
Are
got
you
it.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, let's check it out. Oh,
Oh,
that's me in 2009.
Yeah.
Doesn't
My fourth DUI.
The chin strap is a good choice.
Well, that is, I was actually Puerto Rican at the time. That is the day Davey got sober. All right. Do we
No,
have.
We don't have the real one.
No, no.
I just,
Yeah, it's not.
I like to find
I've
an
been
excuse for
combing
that.
social media, waiting for the Trump because you know it's going to go on T-shirts. It's going to be posters, flags. Can't wait.
Political
Be all
signs.
decked
All the rallies will have his. Oh my gosh! Yeah.
It should
think
be his
it's-
first tweet.
You really should.
You know, just his
He needs to come
mugshot.
back.
New profile pic.
Yes.
I hope he just keeps making faces so they can't take it. Like, sir, would you please just take this seriously?
Now we're trying to bet on what his face will be. What do you think his face will be? Do you think it'll be
Expression-wise.
expressional? Like will he be mugging? Like,
I would mug.
I could see him smiling and doing a thumbs up or something.
yeah.
You know, he's probably talking to consultants right now about what his face should be for the mugshot. I mean, this is they're having conversations. Yeah.
It was supposed to be today, though, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're waiting for it. Hopefully it's not right now. If it's happening right now, that'd be
Missing
really
it.
Because it's 13 counts of violation, right? And it's at Georgia. It's in Georgia,
Yeah.
at the Fulton County. I at first thought it was Folsom, so I wanted to do a Johnny Cash Photoshop, but then I found out I read it wrong.
would have been way better.
Yeah,
I've seen some of the photos that have come out, and it's like we need to up the budget on the cameras.
It's bad.
It's really bad.
Too
It's like
much-
they're taking
they're
on a Lego
overexposed.
camera.
Yeah.
It's the first Logitech webcam.
Yes.
No one's bothering to put powder on their faces first. It's
Yeah, what's up with that?
shiny,
They
it's
need to-
bad. Yeah. No
Too
good.
greasy.
What's your take on this, of the number of indictments that they're tossing at him?
Oh my gosh.
It's a little overkill.
Well, yeah,
He's been indicted 4 times, but there's a lot of charges
Yeah.
Yeah.
for each one.
The charges keep getting thicker, it seems, but yeah, the indictment's 4.
Yeah.
It seems like an attempt to just throw as much at the wall as you can, hoping at least one of them sticks. But it's all bogus. Yeah.
They're just riding out the clock until they can get somebody that is not Trump. Because right now, I mean, he's far and away the lead.
Yeah.
And I mean, he didn't show up to the debate. And the entire debate was almost talking just about him.
I wonder if his one of his reasons for not showing up to the debate was because of all this legal stuff. Like I imagine he's got lawyers in both ears saying like you can't say this, you can't say that, like
Yeah.
be quiet. And I think that's part of why they're doing this to him is because they're trying to
It
muzzle
definitely
him.
seems like a Trump thing, though, to say, I have such a big lead. Why would I go?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
does seem in character.
I don't have to go.
Yeah.
Talk about these people.
Yeah, it
The
works.
entire
that
show was
way.
them. Was talking about Trump. Like, hey, what do you think about
The
Trump?
question
Would
is,
you
how
pardon
big, was
Trump?
how big would his lead be without the indictments? Would it be smaller?
That's what I'm wondering. I'm with you
Hmm.
on that, where I actually think they don't realize the amount of advertising that this actually is giving him.
Yeah.
And it's like, he's no stranger to it. You know, he's a TV star, then he would put his name on every building. It's not like he minds having his name out there. The guy has been aware of good and bad press since the beginning of his life.
Mhm.
Right. Well, and he knows that his base is only going to get more fired up with each charge they throw at him.
Absolutely. And it keeps his name out there. It keeps everybody talking about it. And it grows his base. And if people are all actually conservatives who are fans of, DeSantis or Vivek or whoever, that's going to draw people away from them.
Where else has there ever been a situation where the more crimes someone was charged with, the more popular it made them?
Hollywood.
I imagine that if I started getting
Definitely in the
charged
rap.
with crimes,
Right.
people would stop liking me.
Well, it goes to show
hurting
how
my
much
popularity.
our country has come to disrespect the justice system.
Yeah.
I mean
Yeah.
the fact that an indictment can be a mark for you rather than against you.
You know what it
It's
is?
like he's making the right enemies almost.
Absolutely. John Gotti is the only other person that this has ever happened to. The more he was in court as the Teflon Don, people were like, well, come on, he takes care of the neighborhood. It's clean.
He's a good guy.
And let's be honest, though, it was nicer.
Well,
I mean, that's the only other time I can think in history that it's made somebody popular.
there's a lot in the rap world, right? There's got to be a lot of crossover. I feel like there's a lot of crossover with Donald Trump in the rap world.
Until you do something really wrong.
Well, like what?
Well, there's
name one
rapper
thing.
wrong, and then there's really wrong for a rapper.
Like
Like P. Diddy, Puff Daddy.
Yeah.
Who is that? I don't know which
R.
one.
Kelly?
you just said one. He's like the most squeaky clean one. You just named the most.
The guy who
squeaky
had like
family
girls
man.
in his basement or
That's
whatever.
R.
Smith?
Kelly.
Oh, no,
R.
no.
Kelly.
R. Kelly. That's not
No,
rap.
Kelly.
That's R&B.
It's a perfect example, though. R. Kelly hits that certain level where you go, yeah, you
That
can't.
was a bridge too far.
That's true.
Do you have your passports? Do you have your shots?
Will Smith was the cleanest one.
He was, and you hit Chris Rock once,
And
and it is all downhill from there.
He didn't even get indicted for that.
No. Even Chris Rock was like, I'll just do an hour special that's going to hurt way worse than any judicial system.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the videos coming out after that where he was like, Twitter is my bread and butter, man. I'm like, you're Will Smith. I thought movies were your bread and butter.
Yeah. Oh,
How hard they've fallen.
well, when your wife abuses you that much.
Pretty rough.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's, oof.
Like, hey,
That's
play
not a
game.
good marriage.
No. No, you know what?
When
It's-
Jada looks at
don't
you and you
think,
hit a man at an award show, it's time to rethink.
I think maybe having a round table discussion show about your deep private affairs probably not the best scenario.
With your son's friend. It's you and Hulk Hogan.
Talking about your mother teaching you how to, yourself and your daughter. Very weird. The whole scenario is very weird.
Again,
scenario.
Hulk Hogan. All right. Moving on.
I haven't followed any of this as closely as you guys have.
Yeah, it's
Sadly.
she had a lot of affairs with like young people that were friends with his son.
The way I understood it, they went to like marriage counseling, and some Hollywood therapist said that, oh, Jada, you are non-monogamous. This is like a sexual identity now, like, part of the.
yeah.
She was just being herself. She's being true to herself.
You will be unhealthy and unsafe unless you sleep with a lot of people. So,
And I think it was that same guy who helped Mac Miller and who are the
Really?
other, that whole list of people that have done really well. Elliot Page.
Oh, that was the private
Seriously, there's a guy who's like, their
private trainer.
private trainer, and they either end up dead or as someone
they're
else.
just destroying people
Yeah.
for millions of dollars.
That does a bang up job.
Hollywood. So great.
And now you have her looking like a thug at him.
Like, hey,
We just got
you
pulled
can't
off
say that.
YouTube. We're
It's
gonna have
too
to
late.
change that.
We got a strike already.
Have you seen the cover of that book?
I don't want to.
It's at every airport, and I have to look at it, and I'm like, with this, what have you done?
Poor Ellen Page.
I know.
She was so cute. What
He
happened?
was.
He was
Happened to her.
so adorable when he was pregnant. It's Juno.
Never seen more shirtless pictures coming from a dude.
Did you ever see the movie Super?
I always
Look at me, I'm a dude.
He was
Believe
so
me.
hot in it.
I always thought it would be funny
Roller-
if they went back and like digitally replaced what was her name, Ellen, and with Elliot
Elliot.
and all her
Oh,
old movies,
yeah.
like in
Inception.
Juno,
Hard
they just
candy.
stick Elliot's face in there.
Hard candy.
Hard candy.
Which doesn't change the theme.
It
Not
actually
really.
does. It
Doesn't
would
really.
still work.
It actually
wouldn't
makes it
Yeah.
worse.
It's the same.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Are they editing the
Good for
credits
you,
to
though.
like change the name?
They are, I think, in some.
Because that's a
Are
dead
they?
name, right?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
Can't say that anymore.
well, why did you pick a name so close? Like, I remember the day it came out, I was hosting another show, and I kept flubbing it totally on accident, and I didn't know if people were going to get mad at me.
Yeah.
It's like, it's the same name.
You should have chosen Carl or something.
Right.
What happens
Yeah.
if you pull up Caitlyn
Stewart.
Jenner's Wikipedia page and read about when she was winning men's races? What terminology and language do they use?
Really awkward there.
It's odd because Bruce killed a person and then just put on a wig.
Yeah. Right after. It's like
And
the
then-
Kevin Spacey play. I'm like, I'm gay.
Right. And then everybody
didn't do it.
Yeah, then everybody was like, oh, I guess Doubtfire's
Woman of
here.
the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, let's give her woman of the
Immediately.
year.
Also, Caitlyn is conservative, so no one cares. I think you can spit on her and it's fine.
You got to stop misgendering and dead naming.
I know.
We have a
Too many
book
of them.
that can help you.
You know what?
Yes.
Thank you for
What was
helping
that?
me.
Oh, yeah, gender. The comprehensive handbook to men, women, and millions of new genders we just made up.
There's
Is
a
that the one
chapter on pronouns and misgendering and dead naming.
On a textbook. This is
Will help you be a better person. Yep.
Yeah.
Changing your gender. And I have to say, I do like the picture.
I love lamp.
And I enjoy the fact that there's a question mark, just in case you're not sure when the scissors are out.
Somewhere in there's a picture of Biden in a sports bra.
I've seen RuPaul is the the Pope of gender. That was my favorite segment there. But I would love to play a game with you guys if you guys
Can I just show
want to. Yeah.
There he is.
Please.
There he is.
wow. Slate.
I want
Dave
to.
loves
I
that
want to
one.
thank you guys for helping me learn.
Yeah.
Do better.
What it's all about.
Do
I'm
better.
just trying to do better, and I appreciate you letting me.
What is this game?
It's called, okay, so just to give our audience some perspective here, we have the Babylon Bee, which is satire articles and stuff, but then you guys have another site that's called Not the Bee, which is articles that seem like they should be satire, but are not. They are 100% real news stories.
Okay.
So we're going to play a game called The Bee or Not the Bee. So basically, I'm going to read some headlines, and you guys are just going to guess if they're from the Babylon Bee, meaning they're satire, or
Okay.
you're going to guess if they are a real article.
Is it me and Joel who are going to guess?
You guys are welcome to guess too.
Oh,
I figured
I'm
you
gonna
might
them all.
know
I
your
know
own.
this, so, yeah.
That would be
Seems like cheating.
It does, but we pulled some from a while
Like
ago.
men and women's sports.
You never know.
Excuse me, I have a book that you need to take a
All right, first one. Global warming mysteriously spikes every year between June and August, experts say. Do you think that's satire? Or do you think that that is a true article?
It seems too like
It seems definitely like it's satire, but it
Yeah.
also seems like it definitely would be something that someone wrote.
It does.
I'm gonna say real. I'm gonna say real.
Meaning it's a real article?
Meaning it's a real article,
Okay, so that would be from Not the Bee. Okay.
not the bee.
I'm actually going to say satire only out of hope,
Okay.
but I don't
Like
know.
that.
Do you guys
Like
remember
that.
this article?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a
Okay, so
recent
y'all
one.
know. So this is
Okay.
from the Bee, so it is satire.
This is how we know you guys don't read the Babylon Bee.
It's funny as I actually do, but mixed with everything else online, I just forget what's
all
real.
blends
and
in.
I forget how many are like satires of satires of satires.
Yes.
Exactly.
All right, so next
Okay,
one.
number 2.
Porch pirating goes to the ultimate level as Georgia man steals neighbor's entire front porch.
This is real.
I know this is real because they did the same in Detroit where I grew up.
All
You know it's
right.
possible.
It is a real article. Yes. It is not the Bee.
That's one. I
If
got
it,
one.
if it was on the Babylon Bee, we would have stuck AOC in the joke somewhere.
Oh, that's
Of course.
Gotta have AOC.
All right.
it's amazing that you can lose your front porch these days.
Well, if it's in a
It's like
trailer,
that scene in The Jerk
park.
where they just like a
Is
whole
nothing sacred?
old church.
It sounds like it would be easier to build a porch than to steal one.
Wouldn't it? Imagine if it's just like 3 houses down. You're just like, hey, Gary, is that
mine?
nice new porch you got there.
Yeah, you're being passive aggressive.
It's my
about
lawn gnome.
All right, next one. Canada World Peace Soccer Tournament dissolves into violence. Tactical police units respond.
It's soccer related.
Canada World Peace Soccer Tournament dissolves
Okay,
into
it's soccer
violence.
related, so it could be real, but it's also Canada, so they're really polite. I don't know how aggressive they get in Canada.
it. You're right. We'll see. The Canadians strike me as why the violence wouldn't happen more than the term peace.
Yeah.
And oh man, I'm gonna go Babylon Bee.
I'm going to Babylon Bee as well.
You guys remember this one? Okay, so it's not the Bee. It's a real
Really?
article.
Dang
Yeah.
it. Yeah, what is this? 1 out of 4?
Why is the
I don't
world?
feel that's not
this?
funny enough to be a Babylon Bee headline.
I guess that's true.
True. It was a little
It's like I was bored when you were reading it, so
down the middle.
All right, next one.
got one.
Transgender women's
I didn't know
player.
if you fired somebody over it.
Like, nah, cut him. What was it?
Transgender women's player outed on free kick.
It's
I don't even know if I get it.
like a brain teaser, man. What is it? Transgender wait,
it says
transgender
it's
what?
a soccer player.
Transgender women's player outed on free kick.
It just says player. It doesn't say soccer player.
Transgender women's player.
Oh,
Yeah,
was
it
I
says
just
player.
putting in soccer because of the okay?
I think you would assume, yeah, it
This is
is
a B.
about
E.
soccer.
I'm gonna go B.
That is correct.
Oh,
Soccer.
All right, good.
I
Okay.
knew it.
All right, next
Oh,
one.
so it was
The
soccer.
visual
It was
It was,
soccer.
Okay, so
Explain the joke, Joel. What's
Now
the
I get
joke?
Sometimes we'll write a headline where the punchline is the visual, and it doesn't
Right.
work without the visual. So
course.
we showed people lining up to form a wall for a free kick, and you have one guy covering his nuts in the middle.
You need the picture.
Yeah, we need
Have
the
to have the
picture.
picture.
All right, next one. Sunflower Farm asks visitors to please stop posing for nude photos.
This is real.
Oh no,
I feel like this is real. This could happen.
it could
Like Florida
happen.
man stuff.
Yeah, but it also couldn't. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go B. I'm gonna split it with you.
All right, it is
Look at
not the B. It is a true
Cha-ching.
article. Yeah.
Number 3, baby. That's a 3
They even
points.
made a nice sign for it. No
Oh, somebody really needs to bring a gun when they used to put the flowers. Anyway,
All right, next one. Biden awards Hawaii official medal of honor for saving water during fire.
That's real. I mean, that's not real.
that's B, right?
That's B.
That is
B.
B.
It's
yes,
both.
okay.
It's real and the B.
Yeah, that's true.
Sadly, that just came true a couple days after it was published.
Yeah.
How many more we got?
Let's do
a
two
few.
more.
Yeah, we need to do 2 more.
Two more.
What's the score? I've got 4.
Oh, I haven't been keeping score.
Oh,
We've
come
both-
on. That means I win.
We've both lost.
I have one more. Dave has 3. I have 4.
Society loses.
Let's just admit, the world's lost.
We're all losing.
All right, I'm going to skip to one. Local church adds pew-back entertainment consoles.
Dude, what is the world we live in, dude?
I'm
I feel like it could be real.
gonna go real.
I have no faith in
It's the
churches these days.
B. Okay.
That's going to come true, though.
I'm telling you,
yeah.
tablets are such a problem. I thought it was real.
yeah.
Pimp my pew.
It's only a matter of time.
I
get
figured
exhibit
maybe
to do
one somebody I know a church saw that and was like, "Well, listen,
Ooh,
this
good
is
idea.
6 months."
See, this is where we're messing things up at the B. We're giving some bad people ideas, I
Yeah.
think.
We did a headline about how a church had added a water slide for their baptismal,
Yeah.
and a lot of people thought that was real.
That'd be cool.
That went pretty viral actually because people thought it was real.
Would the pastor be the guy at the top that like waves you in?
The lifeguard.
He's like, you're
the
clear to go. Yep.
That's true. Does he catch at the bottom or does he blush at the top?
Jesus catches you at the bottom.
Yeah.
One more. Let's go.
Okay, we're
I'm
gonna do the
still
last
winning. I'm
one.
winning.
That last one. Okay, feminist med school professor endorses gender creative children, including a category called gender minotars.
I'm gonna go real because
I'm gonna go real as well.
it just hurt.
It is real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not 3D. It's a real
What is
article.
a gender? You know what?
Gender minotaur.
Dip into
I
the
have
book.
I have my book.
Like
Is that where you're half one gender and half the other gender?
I think it is.
You know
like
that-
top and bottom gender.
I don't know
just
if that
means you
made it in our
have-
book. See, this is the other problem. Like as soon as we publish this book, it's already outdated because
Yeah.
they keep adding more.
There's
Well,
more information. You need to come up with like a different
We're
version
gonna
of
come
it.
out
Headline
with
that you were
volume
just
2
citing.
next year.
What
Just
was
means
this?
you have a
Millions.
horse
I
dick.
don't know what the source was for that,
What?
but there was some medical association or whatever that was basically saying that we have to listen to kids on this stuff. They're gonna tell us.
Kids are dumb though.
No, they know what they're
Yeah,
they know what they're
really,
doing.
Really dumb.
Listen,
I
I
have 4
think
of them.
it's
They're dumb.
important that if any child brings you a medical idea, you listen.
Yeah,
I've always said that.
science is being held back by
My
excluding
great
the
grandma
voices
said
of
that.
children.
Yeah.
Yeah. My grandma always
Yeah,
would say
It
that.
was
She's
passed
like,
down through our family, that wisdom.
and she was like, "You tell me what's wrong and how." to fix it." And I was like, "Ice cream," and she's like, "You're bleeding." I've never. Well, there's places in California too where, like, if you tell a doctor, right, that you are something else, and the parents don't agree to it, they're like, "I'm afraid your parents have to leave the room."
They can legally kidnap you.
And the kid's like 8,
Yeah.
and they're like, and they have to be like, "No, I just don't believe he's a cat." And the doctor's like, "You will shut your face."
when my second born son was 3 years old, if you would have asked him what he wanted to be when he grew up, he said a kitty. He wanted to be a cat when he grew up.
Yeah.
You have to honor
Kids
that.
are dumb.
Thankfully, we live in the Midwest and not California.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're like, yeah, the doctor's not going to go, "Well, I'm going to give you a prescription and it's hail. I'm going to grow out your vertebrae."
Here's a litter box. Yeah.
Which they do.
you go.
Mhm.
And you don't allow that. in school.
No.
Well, we don't. They do allow it in some
they might
schools. Yeah, because oh, man. Well, at least there's some normal people left. Not many.
Nobody wins. Nobody wins. So, hey, Joel, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, we're big fans of what you guys do, so thank you very much for taking the time to come on to our show. We hope you do it again and keep doing what you guys do. It's very fun every time your articles pop up.
Thanks, you guys too. We wish the show all the success.
Thank you very much.
You too. We got to read more.
Not all
it
of
so
it,
we
some
can-
of it.
we can
Share
stay
it
on
with
top
us.
of it.
We would like to share some success with you. If you could give us a little of yours, we'd appreciate it.
It's like a pie.
trade.
That there's only 4 slices. We can have 2, and you can have 2.
Fair.
We'll just take a tiny piece if you don't
I mean,
mind.
as if you're not taking all 4 of them.
We'll take a tiny piece of pie and we'll see how that is gender identified.
Go get this book. Where can you get this book?
It's going to be out September 19th.
You can pre-order
so
it.
You can pre-order now. We recommend pre-ordering because the last couple books we published, they ran out of books early on. So
Yeah, go to Amazon and pre-order it.
Yep.
Shoot us to the
Always
top
good
of the
stuff.
charts.
Yep.
Right there. Thanks for coming on, guys.
We want to be best-selling LGBTQIA+.
Yeah, we got to beat Matt
plus.
Walsh. We got to knock him off the
Yeah, beat him.
off
Yes.
his perch.
I feel like you're going
you don't want him
to,
up there.
and maybe they won't even tell you. Like you'll just skyrocket to number
You say
1.
maybe. I think for sure.
I think they already are, and that's why they're like, yeah, you ran out. There was a fire at the warehouse.
We could get kicked off Amazon for this one.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a good possibility.
Honestly, it might be good for us.
Yeah.
Hey, so you
Yeah.
guys get it while you can. Go on Amazon before they
already
get
have
kicked
it.
off.
Either buy it or report it.
Yes.
Good, wholesome family company ran by Dr. Evil who makes penis rockets. That's a shame. Well, you can catch me this weekend. I will be at the Denver Improv. Come out. I'm going to be joined by a couple other people, Michael Loftus and Joe DeVito. And then next weekend, you can come out to the Funny Bone in Des Moines, Iowa. Please join us. But also, most importantly, join us here. I'll be in Dallas.
Yeah.
And they're going to come out to the show as well. That's going to be on the 27th of September at Hyenas, right after we tape this very show.
It's going to be fun. You can find me on Friday Night Tights tomorrow on Nerdrotic. And we got to get you guys on the Friday Night Tights.
I'm a big fan. I'd love to come on.
Yes. See, he said it publicly. Now he has to do it. See you guys later.
Check out the book.
Peace. Go. In the book.